Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
We got a great guest in studio, and I've had the opportunity to talk with this gentleman over the years about a great organization all throughout Mason County, Love Inc. of Mason County, Love in the Name of Christ. Bill Kendrick, sir, good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Nice to talk with you again, and well, if you're coming by, that means we got golf balls from heaven before too long here. Part of the big golf tournament on July 15th at the Alderbrook Golf and Yacht Club at the golf course there. First things first, for folks who are not 100% sure of what Love Inc. does for the community and how they help in so many different ways, let's talk about that briefly.
Well, we serve needy people within Mason County. We're entirely just within Mason County. People that are in need go through a clearinghouse and their needs are validated, and then they're referred out for services, such services as firewood, such services as medical equipment, bedding, housewares, furniture. And basically, we have served many individuals over the years, but last year we did some 2,600 adults and about 1,600 children.
Wow.
And it's really a program which is a hands up rather than a hands out.
We
try to give people the stimulation so that they can get off the ground and get moving on their own.
That was probably the first time I've ever heard that phrase was from you, and the first time you came in here, and it kind of always stuck with me. What's great about this organization, learning about it over the years, is that the 25 partnering churches and the 35 service groups in United Way, they are individual. They're working in individual aspects, like you mentioned, firewood or bedding. They're not duplicating the services of everybody is collecting canned food or something like that. It's one church specifically will do that. Another organization will specifically do something else. And that really helps. That really helps the organizations and the people in need when they look to find things. You've got various clearinghouses and areas around the area. One is just right up the road from us here on Coda. And so for someone who is in need right now and looking for that hand up, how do they go about getting into the system?
Well, they would make contact with Love Inc., but actually the clearinghouse office is in the 1912 building over on Market Street, and they make certainly appear, and they go through a process with some volunteers to determine that it's truly a need, and then with that they're referred out for the kind of services they need. Or they can call on the telephone to Love Inc. of Mason County and schedule a time to meet with those people in the clearinghouse. And so we're really trying to not duplicate services, but really trying to provide for people with need. And people have all kinds of needs, relate from death or from fire or for even some of our battered women in the community have come in and gotten the basic essentials to get started in their new environment.
And circumstances for people can change so quickly. Like you were saying, it could be a disaster, wipes a family out, or medical conditions, or unforeseen things like that.
Yeah, and we're not, people say, well, you're just providing services to alcoholics and drug addicts. There are some people that have been through that kind of an issue, but basically one doesn't really understand the needs in Mason County. This is a county with a high level of poverty and unemployment and people in need, and we're providing a service that if you take all of the donated items and the volunteer hours and so on, it last year amounted to about $550,000 worth of services.
It's impressive what you guys do, and also some folks may be listening and hearing the name Love Inc. in the name of Christ, but you span all religious backgrounds, and there's no deterrence, I guess, if someone is some religious faith or the other. I mean, you are open arms and welcoming everybody.
Absolutely, and it's not just churches. We have agencies that are participating with us, as well as we have a United Way grant.
Yeah.
And so this is not a program to try to get one connected to a church, but rather we're carrying out services that normally churches would try to carry out, but they're strapped in terms of their abilities to do this. And so Love Inc. is filling that particular need.
You got 8 great board members and a staff of 3, but you have got to have just countless numbers of other volunteers as well that help out. We got the golf tournament coming up with Golf Balls from Heaven. It's a fun way to raise funds. Saw you guys in the parade and then at Loop Field. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, some years ago, we've actually been, this is golf tournament number 9. We started in 2010, and the Golf Balls from Heaven was an idea that we came up with that people can acquire a golf ball for a $10 donation, and then all of these balls are collected and dropped from a helicopter on a temporary green at the Alderbrook Golf Course. And if someone's lucky to get a hole-in-one, they'll win $2,000, and we had a winner last year. Or if you're the person that has the golf ball that's farthest from the hole, you might even achieve a $300 gift. So at this point, you can acquire golf balls either through contact directly with the Love Inc. office, or we'll be stationed at noons outside the post office in various locations throughout Mason County.
That's one of the coolest ideas I've ever heard. Where did that come from? How did that originate?
Well, we have operations director by the name of Leanna Schiff, and she came up with the idea, and that's been kind of her thing. She runs our clearinghouse, and we've had it's a great thing to watch.
Yeah.
You come out to the Alderbrook Golf Course on July 15th, and you haven't purchased your golf ball, you can at that point. But then at 5:15 in the afternoon, after the golf tournament and after the dinner, all of the golf balls are loaded into a helicopter, and it hovers over the green, and it's really a spectacle to see those golf balls come down.
Hundreds of golf balls come down. And I remember, and stop me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the first couple years that we did this, you guys did this, it wasn't on a fake green. You guys, didn't you do it on 18? And
well,
maybe 1 year. And then they go, let's not do that.
The
Why?
people,
Why?
those of us,
all the divots that go in, and it's a beautiful golf course.
Yeah.
those of us that live out at Alderbrook, we don't want to damage the greens, and so they set up a temporary green right adjacent to the 18th green, and it's really we encourage people to come out. If you aren't playing golf and you want to come out and have dinner, it's $25 charge for dinner, and you can buy golf balls through your donation of $10, and they'll be sold right during that day up until about 15 minutes before the helicopter is loaded up for the drop.
Yeah, it's a great tournament, and it's booked. I mean, it gets booked very fast, but people are encouraged to come up and watch this and have a great meal. I mean, food at the Alderbrook is always delicious, and the people there, the staff there is top-notch.
I just might comment that we really have a full field of golf teams, but we could squeeze in another couple teams if there are people out there that would like to play. It's $150 is the green fee, and it gives you the tee pack and the dinner and all of the games and so on that you can participate in. Or if you're interested in supporting Love Inc., there's still opportunities to sponsor for $150 to be a whole sponsor, or if you want to be an event sponsor for $1,500. And all of that, we're a nonprofit. It's all deductible, and it helps the needy in Mason County.
Lots of golfers come by and play during the golf tournament. So if you're a business to get some visibility with some great folks who are community minded, they see your logos, and the pace of play is such that you kind of are standing around waiting for the team in front of you to go. So you're staring at the signs. You're going to get good visibility. I always have a great time either playing or last year when we were on 18 waiting for the teams to come through and just talking with everybody and finding out how they came to know about Love Inc. or came to know about the tournament. And people come from all over the place to play this. I know you have great connections in Seattle, and folks come down from there, and our legislators and representatives, they play and they bring teams and folks, and it's a really worthwhile event and a lot of fun.
We've even had participants from Colorado and other places that have come in because they have family or something of that brings them here. But I really encourage people to participate, to sponsor. You get lots of publicity in the newspaper, on the radio, and a lot of visibility. Have a chance. If you're a whole sponsor, you can be there. You can hand out any kinds of items from your particular business.
Yeah.
So this is number 9.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We've had a lot of fun doing it.
Bill, it's always good to see you. We'll get you back in before too long to remind folks about this. And Love Inc. of MasonCounty.org is the website. We'll put the links to that here in the interview when we post that, and make sure everybody's aware of not only what you do for Love Inc., but for the upcoming golf tournament. Good to see you again.
Thank you. It's been great being here.
Great meeting you.